Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Last time we went over the Airship trio, and this time I thought it'd be cool to follow up with some Air Jordan 1s from 1985. So we'll hop right in, and the first thing I want to point out, I kind of categorize everything by factory. So we have STP factory here with the black toe, and the Kentucky, and the Shadow. Across the front, 4 pairs. We have the BY factory, which is the natural gray, the black and red, the royal, and black and white. To your far right is the AJKO. That is the SH factory. Back here is the metallic blue and the royal, another pair of royals. Those are both TY factory. And in the middle here, we have TY1 of the Carolina and Sweet Home Chicago. So to get started, I'd like to discuss just some differences. So let's take the BY and the TY Royal. So both made in 85, both, very different. You could see the leather used, and this one's got like, the BY has a little more white edge on the leather there, on the cuts. The BY is a little taller. You see that kind of the common thing. The collars, like the shape is kind of different between factories. So I'll take this one and say take the Kentucky. The STP is more rounded. Nice thick leather cuts on this one though, with the white edge. So those are common things you see between those. I usually when I look for 85s, I've been looking for years, haven't been able to find any this year with the market. It's going crazy, Last Dance effect and all. I usually go for size 10.5 to 12. These are 12.5. The Carolinas. So I try to stay within, a certain size, but you can't be too picky when it's the right price and the rarity of it. Obviously not dead stock. Just a few of them I have are dead stock. These guys are. And the Chicago's, I think these were tried on maybe, but they're in immaculate condition. They're really nice. Definitely one of my favorites. I've gotten some of these shoes. Most of them come locally. The Chicago's, the Carolinas, the Shadows, the natural gray. I think that's, and the metallic blues. These all came from a local seller that I worked with over the years. Really great guy. And I've had a few pairs on eBay. I bought a few pairs on eBay, which was the black and reds I got on eBay. I got these right here off of eBay. And I really love the black and white. It's just so simple. Great colorway. Dog hair, go figure. Yeah, this is the BY black and white. This guy sent me like round laces. And I was like, what's going on with this? So I kept bugging him and bugging him. He finally sent me the laces. He had them stashed away somewhere. I'm like, those aren't from 1985. So those came from eBay. A few funny stories. Well, one funny one. I had just gotten these Royals, and then I got a message. I was selling a few pair of retros on Craigslist, and this guy's like, hey, I got some Jordan 1s. I like to sell, I like to trade you for those retros if you don't want to take cash. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I just got a pair. I'm like, wait, what do you got? And then he sent me photos of these. So I basically traded 2 retros for this pair of beautiful size 13 Royals, Michael Jordan size. If you could see right in there, 12,285. So I sold the Wolf Gray 5s and Fire Red or Varsity Red 6s that came out, close to that time frame. So I think I got the better end of that deal, but to each their own. Black Toes. So I had all these. I still need the metallics. The other colorways minus the blue, but the Black Toe was one out of the other colorways of the Air Jordan 1s that I didn't have. And a local guy reached out to me, just messaged me out of nowhere. And his dad used to work for the Bulls at Chicago Stadium. And allegedly these came from the locker room. And I don't know who was wearing them. Definitely wasn't MJ. They're size 10.5 STP. But yeah, it's like too good to be true until I saw them show up in my house, so they're a beautiful pair. I conditioned all my shoes today. You can see they're nice and shiny, and we're going to go over that too a little bit later. Another pair I had picked up online. Wasn't through eBay. It's kind of through Instagram. Is the Kentucky, which are really hard to find as well. Somebody associated, I forgot the guy's name. I've messaged so many people about OGs over the years, but it was with OG Archived, some connection through there, and we made a deal on these. It's a beautiful shoe, and the only problem I had was the soles. When I got them, they were covered in hot glue. So I spent over 10 hours just nitpicking hot glue off of these with tweezers, and it was not very fun. But the end result, these look great now. So I do look for certain things. These are a little more heavier worn. They are pretty rare though. So the tags are intact. I try to look for a good heel stamp. Let me see if I can get one that you can get in there and view. I don't know if you can see the Nike Air down in there. A little bit. The Carolina will show up a little better. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, look for a good heel stamp. I look for, not too much heel drag. If they got stars, that's great. If they're dead stock, that's amazing, but it's usually scarce and hard to find. Yeah, tongue tags. It's kind of cool having both of these Royals because one's got the faded laces, naturally faded over time, and then the black laces. Next, we're going to look at the AJKO. Actually stands for Air Jordan Knockoff. Not the leather version, cheaper, stripped down. It's got a familiar outsole, multiple models of Nikes that you see. But these are very, very nice, very hard to come by. I still need the Chicago colorway, but I'm very happy I found these dead stock from the same local seller. I store them standing up. Everything else I kind of store laying down. I get sometimes about storage questions and this and that, just because this is so fragile. So if you see this pair here, it's got a little more chipping, like on the logo and around where the both sides of the strap. It's really fragile. So, and the black underneath and on the upper collar, it can peel off. So I've chose to standing up storage. That way they don't get damaged further. I often get questions about how do I store my shoes. I keep them in boxes. climate control. We try to use control temperature, try to control humidity. Mother Nature's sometimes difficult, but yeah, temperature wise, I try to keep myself between 68 to 74. Humidity probably 35 to 40, 45%. So not too humid, not too dry, not too hot, not too cold. I think that's very important, especially for longevity of sneakers. So as far as lotion, I've been using this lately. There's a local shoe store. They sell, all fine leather products and stuff. So anything that's, safe for all materials and stuff really works good. And before I was taking it, applying it with a cloth, but the owner told me just to, I basically put like a thin line around both sides and just rubbed it with my finger. Just kind of let it air dry. So these been sitting out for a while, so they air dry out, and all the lotion absorbs nicely into the shoe. So you see, it's got a nice and protected, no cracking. For more touchy spots, or say I have Durabuck, like the Flight Light 2s I just picked up, I use this stuff. Angelus mink oil. Shout out to Ammo Skunk, Justin. He's the one that turned me on to this product. So thank you, Justin. It's great. But around collars where it's a little more fragile, you don't want to wipe. If you have some ones or something, familiar, you can always hit it with this stuff. It's great for Durabuck. If you have vintage Durabuck, like all my Jordan 5s that are vintage Durabuck, the 4s, anything that's, that synthetic material, this stuff really, really works great. All right, so let's hop back into, we're talking factories earlier, all the differences, and let's just kind of dive into each shoe a little differently. So we'll start with the Shadow. This is a size 10.5 STP factory. I don't know if you get the reflective light off the tongue, but the stitching is really bright. It's pretty amazing. And we'll take a look at the black toes. Now the STP, these are also size 10.5. Maybe we'll see a black toe with a black tongue. 85 retro style, that'd be cool. I'd love to see that in the future. Speaking of retro 85, these are on deck. Slated for 2021 at some point. The old sandpaper swoosh, I love saying. These are in really good shape. You can see there's plenty of stars on the bottom. And it's almost got a reflective tongue too. That's picking up on camera. Black and red. Let's keep going on the BYs here. So here's the Royal. MJ size 13. Blue laces. Beloved black and white. I really love this colorway. Just love black and white shoes in general. Black based shoes. It's the BY. Again, I believe somebody was skateboarding in these. It's like the stars are a little smoother on one shoe more than the other. It's kind of a neat little detail. We looked at the AJKO. Let's take a look at the Chicago's again. Why not? Collars are pretty immaculate on this pair too. And they're TY1. At Channel Chris, his Jordan prototype of a PE. It's the same factory, same dates, but MJ's. This was just the general release. Boo-hoo. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite pairs in the collection. We have the Royals here. Another TY factory, size 11. We went over the leather on these two earlier. Different, you know, but they're both great. One doesn't really outweigh the other, in my opinion. And let's look at the metallic blue. Vintage cracking, scuffs, it's all good. Still a solid shoe all around. That's about as much heel drag I ever want to see when I buy a pair of shoes. I don't think I'll ever buy a pair if it's like completely gone, you know. Unless it's a really good deal I can't say no to. Or like the metallics. Anybody knows any leads, hook me up. They're hard to find. They're really hard to find. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Please subscribe. Thanks for following. And I'll end it with my two favorite colorways. I'm sure some of you might be able to know what I like the most, but without further ado, the Chicago and the black toe. There it is.